Hello traders, welcome back to the channel. This is Vishal and you're watching Nifty and Banknifty short-term view. If you remember in my yesterday's video, I had clearly shared with all of you that Nifty is certainly showing us some sort of negative divergence in RSI. You can see there was a higher high in price and lower high in RSI, but all this bearish stuff will not be working until and unless we don't break a strong support for short term, and this was that particular support. I'll also share the coordinates with you. The coordinates were 18,550 to 18,540, and after that there was a small support level at 18,530. So yesterday what happened was we were just consolidating above that particular support zone, and I had clearly mentioned more we stay above this level, higher are the chances that the bearishness which has been created in the daily time frame chart will be negated, and there is a chance that Nifty will continue moving higher. So today we had a small gap up, and after the gap up, I think in the first trading hour, we had a pretty decent rally from 18,650 to probably around 18,700. Then we have consolidated and again rallied in the last hour. Since today was a slightly trending day, tomorrow there is a possibility that we might consolidate in the first hour or maybe the second hour. But more we stay above today's high, you can see there is a small inverted hammer over here. So it is very, very important that we stay above it and a decent green candle closes above it. If that happens, then we could be testing very, very soon somewhere around 18,770 and probably even higher. All right. So overall biasness is on the bullish side, but in the early morning trades, there is a possibility that some sort of consolidation, some sort of sideways movement could be visible because today was a trending day. Let's have a look at Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty, I had shared with all of you that Bank Nifty is overall probably flattish. You can say the trend is flat. There is no momentum whatsoever. You can see the RSI is just trending on the sideways. Even if you check the price, it is very much resembling to the way RSI is moving. It's not breaking any major levels, but although there is lack of momentum, it's very much lackluster. And if I just magnify the hourly time frame charts, you can see this, there is an uptrending channel. This channel was broken. After this channel was broken, I had also shared with all of you yesterday that in case if Bank Nifty wants to, trend lower, it's very, very important that a big red candle closes below this particular low. The reason for that was that this cluster, if you see, there are 3 to 4 candles. This entire cluster was working as a decent support. So if Bank Nifty wants to go lower, we need to crack this support properly. This going down, making a hammer is not going to help all of us. Now, currently, I guess more or less Bank Nifty is within the range. On the lower end, I guess the range is somewhere around 43,870. And on the upside range is somewhere around, you can say 44,100. And on the higher side, if you want to say, you can say 44,230. So if you want to see a decent momentum on the upside, which stays for 1 or 2 days or maybe even more, then we certainly need to step up, and Bank Nifty needs a pretty decent big green candle closing above this particular resistance, which is somewhere around 44,270, 44,260. Until this doesn't happen, either a proper move on the upside will not happen, or else if this level is not broken properly, a downside move will not happen. So more or less we are range bound in banking. But I would say that Bank Nifty could be range bound, but stock specific moves would be visible in PSU banks. I had also mentioned that IT pack could outperform because it is at support and support is not being able to break. There was even a positive divergence in RSI, and if you check, price had made lower low, RSI had made higher low. So chances of IT pack reviving is a pretty decent chance. Yesterday, I had shared with all of you a stock named L&T Technology Service, and then I clearly told that it is in an uptrending channel. After this yesterday's candle, you can see today also the stock has closed in green. If this momentum continues, there is a probability that the stock could test 3975 and probably even 4000, 4050 or 4033. All right. So the overall biasness in this stock stays on the upside. Now there is one more stock which I found interesting in the IT pack, and that is Persistent Systems. This stock has more to study about, more to look at probably in the early time frame charts. Once again, if you check, it has made a lower low and RSI has been able to make a slightly higher low. It's not a very strong divergence, but you can say yes, it is some sort of divergence. It has been able to close above a resistance. This is a decent breakout in the early time frame charts. Possibility is that the momentum will continue to stay on the upside. Yes, I know that there is some sort of gap over here, but we need to understand that when an entire sector is in a pretty strong uptrend, there is a chance, there is a probability that this upside gap could be broken slowly and steadily. Only thing is that it doesn't need to go below 4780 because this entire support band is very, very strong from 4869 to 4780. All right. And one more stock which I had been sharing since last few days, I think that particular stock, Ashok Leyland, the overall biasness still continues. Today it did face some sort of resistance in the early morning trade because it tried to test this previous high. So I think some sort of consolidation will be happening in the next couple of days or maybe even next 2 to 3 days. But until and unless your trailing stops are not hit, one can continue holding this stock with a view for probably around 5 to 10 days or maybe even more. All right. So, summing it up, overall biasness in Nifty is on the upside, but again, it doesn't need to break below the support of 18,550, 18,540 and 18,530. So this entire 20 to 30 points range is a very strong support for the short term. Tomorrow morning, again, as I said, it could consolidate, but once that consolidation is over, there is a possibility once we cross today's high, because there are two small candles over here. This is the first candle, this is the second candle, and there's a small resistance over here. So once we start closing above it with a decent big green candle in the early time frame charts, the momentum will continue on the upside. All right. So I hope today's video has been helpful to you to understand how markets will move in next couple of days. And if you find this video valuable, do share with other traders also. Trade safely. Take care, guys.